Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Initiating match.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We join you once more at the VHEL for week number 3 of the Overwatch 2 winter season. As we get on in, the battlefield awaits, as it will be VHCH Phreakz taking on the XPL Storm. We'll see who's able to find victory as we do look towards the compositions. It's the first time within these VHEL streams that we've been able to see the new character coming out. So nice coming into action, as well as that we do get to see some pretty standard support comps for both rosters. Obviously, the Ana, a nice coexistence with Garrico on the other side, trading that extra healing output, as well as the sleep grenade and the anti for a bit of speed, a little bit of some damage. See what will come out on top in the end. Obviously, the Hazard versus Ramatra, a pretty standard matchup. Both tanks very much appreciating close range engagements. Alex will be the first one to fall as the Hunter gets traded. Dino in return, as they will fall down. It's a 4v3, and it looks very, very good. The Storm going to have to try and close the gap somehow. There's a Ghost Slug Life trying to back up. A nice cleanse gives them the kill. Delivering the point. Traceron is down. Now they look to leverage this. Currently, though, they just stick nicely. Look towards Archon. Playing aggressive. Wall comes up behind him. Likely trying to make something happen, but the anti-nade will be responded. Cleanse comes in. Focusing onto the Freya. Will be able to take them down. Darkrai offline due to Alex. Great utility to be finding in the success. As Archon going to be the next one into the action. 300 HP. Cleanse comes out. Able to get them healthy. Securing this point still. Maintaining the leverage, forcing your opposition to move into you. Barrier delivered. They're looking to poke out some damage. Unfortunately, that poke will not be able to successfully deliver a kill. Now we will be seeing the contribution coming on through. Nice cleanse gets received as there is an anti-nade. We do get to look towards this Venture, who's putting in a real hefty load. As yep, there's the triple kill. The bowler shot comes online. Archon almost getting taken down. However, the refresh on the Nemesis form comes through in the annihilation. There will be Archon to be delivered outside of their life. Child as well will fall. Great work coming in from the XPL Storm. However, 66% will be all they receive. Kunai is getting shot out. Looking to try and make something happen. The shield will be able to mitigate all of the damage. Now we will be seeing an exponential surge onto the point as they find their sleep. Looking to try and push in, but being a little bit hazardous. Shield comes out. Delivering no chances of healing. Cleanse will be able to bring them back up to full. Alex, having that overclock available, could possibly be crucial to a victory. Kitsune rush scene. There's the... Oh, Alex instantly taken aback off of their overclock. But a triple kill will be seen. A quadra kill will be seen as the Phreakz instantaneously pulling this all back. As now they get taken down. Darkrai is able to take down Archon. And that's a securing of the point once more, as they're looking to bring this straight on into action. Couple ults for the Phreakz, as they have the rush as well as the Death Blossom. Two ults that pair together very nicely. With the extra speed that you get when shooting around, certainly can be nice. As equalization is found, the rush, or not the rush, We will be seeing the cleanse instantly pulled out, and as the cleanse gets pulled out, there's an instant kill to be found. Looking for another, the bowler shot able to commit, as there's a nice Death Blossom looking to make some magic, and it will. A triple kill from Tracer delivers them the point. Assuming Archon's able to take down this next one. Pull out the shield, find the kill. A little bit too close for comfort, to say the least. And it will allow the clock to be ticking up. This is final fight territory, more likely than not. Instantly, we do get the orbital ray coming online. We see Tracer TPing to the high ground, looking to try and isolate the first. Child will fall. Cursed safe as well. Both supports down. Trades are found. Dino Rex to the Hunter. Darkrai, all will be traded. Sluglife trying to put something into action. However, at half HP, no supports alive. It could be all for naught, and it will be. Archon will deliver the kill. Sluglife gets taken down, trying to find everything before there's any chances. They do have this annihilation that they will likely be popping right about now. Touch gets found from the Tracer of Darkrai, as well as that the Tectonic Shock will be able to deliver the first. Alex falls. Looking to keep this alive. Darkrai secures the kill onto Cursed Safe. So now that will be all they asked for. Darkrai delivering a double kill. Archon's going to be able to try and find some kind of trade. Sluglife, however, on the opposite side, shutting them down, as it will be the Kiriko just running for the hills. TP out, not going to matter. As they both fall, the point will be secured. 92%. They will invest ults heavily. No touch from Alex. Swapping over to the Lucio, trying to make a touch of their own, but it will be halted. Tracer on, dropping him. There's 100, and there's the point. The XPL Storm, starting off on a front foot, to say the least. Dominating in the first point. Got a little bit close, got a little bit unfortunate, as they did lose out the first 66%. But we're able to bring it back in the end. Look towards swaps. Tracer swapping over to the Junkrat. Going off the Lucio, switching over back to the Ana. On the opposite side, no real changes. Everyone's staying on the same characters by the looks of it. Tracer possibly going to look to TP out of spawn, swap back to the Junkrat perchance. We'll see whether or not that will be opted into. Obviously, Archon taking a little bit of a gander off of the Ramatra, making their way, taking their hand at a more volatile tank in the Zarya. Already though, the Sim TP does seem to be favoring this blue side. Traditionally, you do see the TP going up into window. However, that does kind of force you into committing to the Symmetra, so this wasn't a bad idea by any means. Cleanse already out, as well as the Ice Wall. We do get to see the Bastion from Tracer delivered. Taking their play on the outsides, Archon will be matched. A 1-for-1 scene, as it is Cursed Safe off the board. But a double kill from Tracer on shuts everyone off, taking 3 environmental kills, opening up the game. Looking phenomenal. As they secure early success, swaps will be seen. Archon, no more on the Czar. Instead, Archon is going to take their chance at the Junker Queen. We already see the commanding shout getting a lot jumped in. Trying to make something happen. Fishing out shots. Darkrai is able to deliver. Cursed Safe found out. As now they're going to look to try and put pressure up towards the high ground. Able to secure the kill onto Tracer. Could be a nice start, to say the least. The knife did connect. Won't be able to make too much happen. They have a nice mega pack still available to them to keep healthy. 50% seen. We do see the rockets blasting out from the Storm roster, but now they isolate height once more, as it is going to be the Bastion. Still spotted out. A TP from the Kiriko does get them in a bit of trouble, as we do see Sluglife ulti in hand. However, they're just going to be looking to decimate their opposition, and that's exactly what they needed. 70% seen. Able to stagger the last to Alex. Worse spawn than the rest of the team. The opportunity is here to drop 3-4 ults. Artillery fire brought in. They'll look to make some kind of connection. Able to deliver a wee bit of damage. Not anything too heavy though. Sluglife will get taken down. Is able to connect the ulti, however. They can hold them for just a couple seconds. Could be nice. Darkrai gets the next, but it is the Blizzard in response. Good cleanse. Keeps them alive. Overtime found. The Orbital Ray invested perhaps a little bit too high of an investment. They're not even just ending there. Both support ults will be brought in. Looking to end this here and now. As their tank is back into the action. Both supports healthy. The ultimates seem to be paid out dividends. As Archon falls, everyone else low, but it is going to be the cleanse to keep them all alive. Still, though, it is Slug Life to drop. Tracer is able to drop a double kill into play, as they've been able to make their way on with the Symmetra pick, really putting in the work. Archon still not in the action, but it could be a little bit too much to deal with. Playing coast side. Knife comes out. There's the grenades once more. Dropping in the knife. Engagement seen. Tectonic Shock out. Able to convert with the cleanse, but it is going to be Archon trying to isolate the Juno. Able to do exactly that, but too little too late is the name of the game, as they will be falling down. Archon only able to find one for their troubles. That's the point. That's the game, as we will be seeing the XPL FRNK Storm going up 1-0 within game number 1, taking a 2-0 lead. They're going to secure their way up to match and series point within week number 3. Obviously, now that we have passed the halfway point, these are when the games will get the most intense. Both of these teams coming into the matchup 1-1. And now as we do see the XPL Storm taking that first game, it does certainly seem as if we are going to be getting a massive advantage for them. Question now does kind of become, will they inevitably be able to find even more impact throughout game number 2, game number 3? They will get the map pick, so we'll see where they do end up opting in to take us. As there's definitely a lot of options. They can try and head towards A potentially, or not A. They could try and head towards something like a hybrid. Maybe take us to an escort if they're really feeling it, go the long distance. Maybe even try and stick with the same kind of point capture objective gameplay, even though it didn't really provide too much fruitfulness for them. And they definitely could try and march over towards something like a flashpoint. Consistency does have to be the name of the game, and there's definitely the opportunity for them to make that chance in any location. As we know that they were able to find a lot of impact starting off the series with the Ramatra in hand. We're able to deliver 66% before allowing that point to be conceded. If they can change it up, there really is a world that this game could jump out of their favor. And maybe we will be seeing the Phreakz taking a little bit of a comeback position, as it would not be impossible by any means. Certainly wouldn't be easy, as having to win 2 games in a row now, definitely not the easiest comeback to make. Looking at it, does seem as if we are going to be going to a hybrid. Couple options for them. Likely we will be seeing something standard like that King's Row and Eichenwald. It will be the King's Row in the end, making a lot of sense. Traditionally, when we look towards players of this caliber, they're not looking to try and go for some kind of crazy left-hand swing play. Instead, we will just be getting a standard tried and true, going over to King's Row, making a lot of sense, right? They're not going to want to try and opt in for something that could be could be not as knowledgeable to the players, like a Pareso, which a decent amount of players will have a little bit of a rougher understanding of due to its kind of differentialness compared to King's Row, which not only has been in the map pool for a very long time, but also plays very simply. You want to take high ground, you want to play well, that's the name of the game. You want to take close quarter angles. Poke comp can work, however, poke comp traditionally has not found much success. Same with dive. we're really going to be looking towards those Ramatras, Junker Queens, Hazards as like the main tanks that we will likely be seeing. In terms of supports, we'll likely be getting the exact same things before. Maybe we'll see a Lucio come out for one of the sides. Maybe we will just get to see that Juno Kiriko remain in the action. In terms of DPS, I did like seeing Tracer on the Reaper. I think that they were a real playmaker who was able to show a lot of potency, especially in the first point of game number 1. Similar situation when it came down to the Soldier 76. It was an odd pick, but was able to kind of pay out dividends in the end. But we'll just have to wait and see what does inevitably end up happening. Time is ticking for these players to determine which characters they would like to take their pick at. As we get down into it, you would imagine that they are likely going to just run that standard brawl composition. Not much of a change, very likely. The winning side, XPL Storm, going to be taking their hand at the defense first. Meanwhile, they force the Phreakz onto the attacking side. An interesting composition does arrive, however, if this does end up getting secured. Going for the Ana Brig. Not the most conventional on a map like this. However, it can work out, to say the least.
Do you have any cool stories?
Not sure you're old enough to hear.
Archon on the Sigma.
In my 20s.
An interesting pick, to say the least. Alex looking to possibly just mark out some enemies. Possibly find an early pick to pay off dividends. Yeah, engagement will be seen. Archon, first one into the action. Shield up. Understanding 2 players are close. Ravenous Vortex gets pulled out. Goes underground, looks to dig up, unable to get on the other side of the wall. The blasters do get released. Damage dealt, Archon low. Still need to make something happen. The engagement does seem to be pulled out, however. As Alex, low HP, Tracer as well, going to be hit very, very hard. A Slug Life Tracer on. Both putting work in, delivering the punch, finding even more. A clean sweep does arrive. Securing this first fight. Child 60% on the ultimate. We will likely see this nano boost invested towards the end of this fight. Could be responded with an annihilation. Could invest the annihilation just to keep this alive. I wasn't too convinced based on the Ana Brig. However, it is a sturdy backline to say the least. That's what we do know about it. Likes to play from far back angles. Likes to have that Brig there in order to be able to keep danger away. And by danger, I mean Alex. By danger, I mean Tracer. Those are the 2 players who are significantly going to be hindered by something like a Brigitte in this composition. Shield out, dealing the damage. Hits the first, hits the annihilation. Delivering a double, triple, quadra kill. Only investing 2 ults, however, that's still 2 ults invested. The Deadeye, not the most impactful one by any means. However, no longer will Slug Life have that annihilation in the pocket. When you're about to be going up against a Kitsune Rush, that can be very, very rough. Obviously, there's going to be the nano boost on the other side. Will be able to respond nicely, one would initially imagine. The flank has been spotted. Slept has been brought in. Tracer down. Second one down. Both DPS taken offline, looking to isolate the Brig. Able to do exactly that. Delivering another penta kill. No kill to contest. Bit of ult or ult possession. Alex is able to almost build theirs up. Swapping over Tracer. We saw them move over to the Bastion before. They're going to keep their hand on it. Nano comes out. Archon dropping in. 1. The Hunter will fall. Trades found. Slug Life delivers 2. Archon still alive and kicking. Looking to secure this point. We aren't going to be getting a whole ton from them just yet. Tracer on. Taking them offline. Slug Life stays alive. as they're able to secure this next team fight. About to have the Annihilation online. Tactical grenades spawn out. Looking to deal the damage. Slug Life. Seeing another vortex coming out. Really looking to make something happen as the Tracer disrupts the backline. Dino down. There's a lot of ults. The Tectonic Plate try their best. Orbital Ray out. Going good. It's Slug Life still in the Annihilation with the Orbital Ray dealing the damage. Everyone falling down. Tracer looking to invest here and now. HP keeps him healthy. But the re-engage found as they go back on in. Hindered slightly. Trying to stay alive. The cleanse gonna keep them up. There's the double kill. As not even a single point seems to be taken. But no, Slug Life dropped. As they might just be able to make it happen. Alex will be able to take down Tracer on half HP. Looks to make the connection. Archon low. 20 HP. Need to make something out of nothing. Curse safe. Down. Looks for the next. A great cleanse. Keeps them alive and kicking. Hit by the artillery strike. And it will be the Phreakz. Or the Storm, sorry. To be able to clean up Dino Rex. Dropping them offline. And that will be the point, or not the converted. Held out as a 1-0, not even permitted. So now we do get to see the side swap, obviously on match point without taking even a single tick. Definitely not an ideal scenario to say the least. Ideally, we would have liked to see them taking first point, maybe even second, going over to third. But unfortunately, it's a situation where, yeah, it's looking rough. It is looking rough. Now that we move over, comps have been picked, chosen. Bit of a difference. Tracer moving off the Reaper, moving off the Bastion, taking their hand over the Pharah. Alex sticking on Sojourn. A very conventional pick, a very good pick. On the other side, we see Dark A on the Widowmaker. An interesting pickup, to say the least. Tracer might have a bit of a difficult time playing into this, of course, not referencing the character, but the player Tracer. Tracer on, however, going to be taking their luck over on the Ashe. 2 snipers. Let's see what they can convert, as there will certainly be a massive hindrance towards some of these flying-based characters. Dark Ray taking the first angle, spotting out the first. Can they make the connection? Answer no. Just to the body. Connects the second shot. That will be it. Looks for the second. Unable to make it. TP comes in from the Kiriko. Damage applied. Alex unable to convert the railgun into a shot, but a nice deliberate, a nice jump. Slug Life will be able to find Curse safe, and they keep healthy with the cleanse. Dark Ray, headshot onto Tracer. The point has already been converted, and they've just been able to secure it. Commanding shout out, unable to make the connection, unable to give the healing. The boosters arrive. There's first point. Great work comes on through, as now 2 players on point, make it 3. Looking to get this nice and easy in your week 3 champions. The XPL Frank Storm comes out and secures a dominant 2-0, putting them up 2-1 within the Swiss stage, and putting the Phreakz down 1-2. Unfortunate to say the least, but you look at this team. They were very, very good. Slug Life especially, a phenomenal tank player on the Hazard, the Ramatra. Either way, they were able to secure phenomenal domination, keeping their opponents in check and keeping their teammates in leeway. But that is going to do it here at the VHEL. Thank you all so much for sticking tuned. Thank you to our phenomenal producer, Edge, for putting up an amazing show. That is going to be it here on the broadcast, though, for tonight. Make sure to stay tuned for more games. We got Fortnite tomorrow, Valorant on Thursday, and we will be back with those